Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the explosive chain battle for vs. Zamasu. So basically a brand new explosive chain battle has come out and we're going to see just how you can get a decent score in the explosive chain battle. The effective categories are Future Saga, Bond of Parent and Child, and Exploding Rage, all which seem perfectly acceptable as categories. So pretty straightforward stuff. Actually, I think it's Realm of the Gods. So pretty straightforward stuff overall. Nothing too crazy or simple stuff. In terms of the missions are as always as simple as possible. Most of them having to do with the cumulative total of your score, but also having to do with the amount that you get in a single run, with the hardest goal and the main goal being to get 100 million in a single run. So yep, that's pretty much it. Obviously you want to set your support, so you want to set yourself a super team of predominantly Realm of the Gods units, so Vegetas, Trunkses if possible. You can go kind of the royal family, royal lineage, Vegeta's family route, or you can go the Realm of the Gods only route, which, you know, is also more than perfectly fine. It's just going to kind of be dependent on what you have in your box, but generally speaking you want to prioritize the units that have the little sparkly red sparkles on them. Those are units that are highly advantageous and they will dramatically increase your score. So once you are done selecting your 10 units, you are then going to move on to the extreme side. Now the extreme side, you'll see in the video that I started with a Goku Black kind of combination of units, but generally speaking you actually want to go and pick up some Majin Buu or Majin Vegetas. You want to pick up some Majin Vegetas generally speaking, because that tends to be what everyone's aiming for right now. I think that's where everyone's kind of aiming to move with their selections. Obviously it's just going to depend on what you have in your box at the time, so just try and prioritize what's available to you. I think for the most part players will either have Majin Vegetas or they'll have Goku Blacks. Generally speaking I go for the Goku Blacks, but it seems like everyone's running Majin Vegeta, so you can prioritize that if you wish, but yeah, it's just going to depend on what you have in your box. But just try and get more consistent units. Having the link set is what's going to help you be consistent more so than anything else. Once you have set up your supports, you are then able to take on the explosive chain battle. Obviously for explosive chain battle you want to select an attacker. I'm going to be giving you a free to play option, but there are a couple major options that you can choose. You can also go and take a look at other players' scores to see just how well they've done with their setup. Now just remember there are going to be differences, whether the units were rainbowed or not rainbowed, and of course whether they managed to choose 3 good linking partners during the battle itself. So we're going to choose our attacker. We're going to be doing 2 runs. We're going to be doing 1 run with the strength free-to-play Vegeta, but some good alternative options are the Int Vegeta, the Int Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and the Tech Super Saiyan Blue Support Vegeta, both of them being good solutions. Then I'm going to pick a team, going to try and prioritize Realm of the Gods based units or Vegeta's family / Trunks Future Saga units, as these are going to be the most effective. We're then going to check our score. Remember, the score doesn't give you a direct indication of how well you're going to do, but it is one of the indicators that you can use to kind of get an idea of how well you are going to do in the explosive chain battle. And then on the extreme side, like I mentioned, a lot of people are going for the Majin Vegeta route, so you can pick that as well and see how that goes. But generally speaking, it's something that's pretty decent for most players. So yeah, that's obviously it when it comes to the explosive chain battle. Pretty straightforward stuff, I would wager, so you shouldn't really have too many problems overall. Yeah, but so we're obviously going to start the explosive chain battle, all pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I think overall, obviously as you guys know, there's a couple of tricks. I suggest slowing things down. That's generally the best way to handle things. Gives you a little bit more time to see the options that fly in. And what you want to do here is you want to pick 3 units that share similar links. So if possible, 3 Martian Vegetas, or 3 Vegeta Blues, or you can pick 3 Trunkses, whichever ones you want, but generally speaking, you do want to pick 3 units that link well. You'll see here I make the mistake of having a Trunks and Vegeta who don't necessarily link too well with the 2 blue Vegetas. There's a couple of links that they're not necessarily picking up there, which does affect the end score, so that is something to be aware of. But overall, not a bad first run, 95 million, which is pretty good. A nice starting block with which to go to. Generally, I do manage to improve my score at least once or twice throughout the remainder of the explosive chain battle. There are some underlying hidden effects, so it is a bit difficult to always measure how well you're going to do. But generally speaking, it's a good indication. If you can get around the 90s or 95 million, you should be able to crack the 100 million pretty easily with your remaining chances. Then I'm going to switch a couple of the details for the next run. Basically, we're just going to switch in the Rainbow Vegeta, and then we're going to switch in some new other units. So pretty straightforward stuff again, nothing too crazy here. Obviously, again, a very big factor in all of this is your linking partners. Check your scores, see that they're similarly aligned to the previous run, and again, we're going to come down to what units we pick as our linking partners. And again, here we do get a little bit unfortunate with who we manage to end up picking. We don't end up getting all consistent Martian Vegetas, we end up with an SS2 Vegeta, and this does impact our score again. So you can see how every facet of a chain battle is rather important. So I would highly suggest that you obviously try your best to organize mainly your linking partners during this phase. This is the area where it pays to understand, or at least have some idea of what the links of units are. So that's really going to affect how well you do. Again, we can see around 95 million, so we had a similar score as with the free-to-play Vegeta, so not too much of an issue there. But yes, overall, all a fairly straightforward kind of situation. And yeah, in general, just a pretty decent explosive chain battle. I think most players should do well. There are enough decent options out there. And remember, you can always look at how other people did to get a good idea of how to improve your team. You'll see mine was very similar, but things like whether the units are rainbowed and, of course, what linking partners you choose will affect your score quite dramatically. But yeah, beyond that, I think that's everything you need to know. I'm going to be changing my friend supports on the extreme side to being predominantly Martian Vegetas and, of course, some other Vegetas. Generally speaking, try and aim to do so as well. If you don't have any good Vegeta choices, then rather go for the route of having potentially just Goku Black units. I think that's also a pretty good starting point to go through. But yeah, that's basically it in terms of this explosive chain battle. If you guys have any other queries, you can let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, we did pretty well, still to improve the score. But let me know how you guys do in the comments down below, and of course, let me know if you need any more help on the chain battle. But I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.